of Dawning with Mr. Floyd, Channel Archangel Raphael, and Saint Germain, and we do this Monday through Friday, and Moon Day. Speaking of which, did you have a good Capricorn full moon? The first one was like 1 degree. This one was in 29 degrees. So from one end to the other, we had Capricorn full moons on the 21st of June and July. It's unprecedented. Energies have been insane. Good dawning. Let's see what we got in the chat here. And grateful for all of you. Grateful. I don't know. I'm just grateful I have something to wake up and I have a reason to be up. Grateful. You have no idea. When you have a universe that doesn't have a reason to get up sometimes, when you got a reason to get up, it's much more. I'm grateful. All right, let's see what we got here. Helene or Henny. Fatima, good dawning. Millie, good dawning. Laura. Millie has been finding a virtual rock shop at her house, apparently. And her house is sitting on a whole bunch of all kinds of cool rocks and mica and stuff. So that's awesome. And you can find crystals. You don't have to go to the crystal shop and spend an exorbitant amount of fundage on stuff that technically is free if you can just find it. So there you go. That's always a blessing when you can find your own crystals. Good dawning, Laura. Yanks, good dawning and welcome. Grateful. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Thank you. All of you guys, blessed. It's blessed to see you here in the dawning. It's blessed to have somebody to see in the dawning, and it's blessed to have all of this. Grateful, thankful, and blessed. So how's your, hope you had a great weekend. I know last week we had talked about why we cut cords, Josh. Yeah, the crystal shop. All right, I will give the directions, and I'll be interested. This is public. It is a public shop. I don't care. And I'll be curious to see if anybody shows up. I work full double shifts, Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. So, and I'll be there, what's today? Tomorrow's Tuesday, so till 4 o'clock, because we have Tuesday Night Live. So I managed to get off at 4 o'clock. But I may stick around there and just do Tuesday Night Live from a park or a bench or something. Why not? I don't have to do it from home. The Crystal Shop. Yes, if you want to visit the Crystal Shop that I work at, it is on Main Street in Longmont, Colorado, 80501, 732 Main Street. So there we go. 8 to 10, or no, 10 to 8, Monday through Sunday. Yes, they're open until 8 o'clock on Sunday, 4 hours later than everybody else on the block. But favorite. Come on out and check it out. I'll hook you up. We can crystallize. You know what's weird though? I stand in that shop, and lately, because it's either it depends on my energy. Because after 10 hours and standing in $1 million worth of crystals, it's if my energy's not in the right spot, and I noticed this on Saturday, I came home, I was beat up. It's energetically, it's either if I'm in a good spot and I throw my energy up, and I'm good, then I leave the crystal shop ringing like a bell. But if I'm not in the not perfect, there's no perfect anything, but if I'm in a better energy space, or like a lower energy space, I should say, then I leave the crystal shop. I'm exhausted. Because instead of being all energized, sometimes it can be draining as well. It just depends on my energetic state. I had a great weekend, but I shouted at my husband this morning, apologized, but I still feel awful for the way I reacted. I need to cut that cord. Okay, so we're going to cut cords then. That's perfect. Laura, that is awesome. Perfect segue there. So we're going to cut cords onto regrets, behavioral regrets. Perfect. So we're going to cut cords. Today, we're going to do two things. We're going to do two exercises. We're going to cut cords on actions and words that we regret. So we're going to cut that energy. And then we're going to, if there's anybody we need to, we can put their names on a chalkboard. Anybody we have anger, resentments, and just immediately erase them. Which works. But all of this works if you believe it to work. It's like anything else. You can sit there and meditate to you can do mantras to Ganesh. There we go. But if you don't believe in Ganesh, the mantras won't do a thing. But if you believe in Ganesh, you might find a $10 bill as you're walking down the street. Because I did. Not today, but when I do mantras to Ganesh, and occasionally you find money laying around or something. And that's how Ganesh works. But nonetheless, so let's go ahead. Last week we were doing cord cutting, and this week we're going to do more cord cutting. The pyramid of protection is still over us. That's never going to leave unless you just ask Isis to remove her protection. If you're watching this and Isis is part of this family, then you are protected with the Pyramid of Protection from ISIS. And all you have to do for that is just live your universe. Just keep in mind that ISIS is there. And if you feel like you're in a spot that's not, you feel unprotected, or like your universe, something's going on, just call in ISIS, invoke ISIS to bring in the protection that she's already offered you through the group. So today we're going to do more cord cutting, and Laura came up with an awesome cord cutting there. Sometimes we say things we regret. We have actions that we regret. And we still have that energetic tendril that we leave out, that energetic tie that we'll leave out. And so, like, if we see that person, say, if you say something bad, nasty to, well, like Laura said, to her husband, something that you regret, when you walk in there, that energetic tendril is still there. And as you see your husband again, you're going to drop into that energetic space of, oof, I can't believe I said that. So your energy is going to drop. That's not good. I mean, it's not bad or good. It's just what is. And so in order to release that, we're going to cut the ties. So what we're going to do is think over your life, your entire life, your weekend, whatever works for you. And we're going to bring up energetic situations that we're looking to cut. So is there anything that you want to cut? Anything that you might have said in the past or recently that is irking you, that you may have even apologized for, but you know that energetic tendril, that tie, is still going to be there. Even if you apologize, the cord thins out, it gets lighter. But if you've hurt somebody, then that cord's still there, and that hurt is always, even if it's just like that, it's always still part of their energy until it's fully forgiven and released. So from our end, we're going to forgive ourselves for what we've said by cutting those cords, and hopefully releasing and lightening the energetic attachment that we've created in a negative, well, not in a negative, but in a not high vibrational manner. There we go. We don't want to say negative or positive, because then we're framing things. And really, we put labels, humans put too many labels on things as it is. So close your eyes if you want. You don't have to. We're going to bring up situations, and we know for Laura, that's an easy one. And so whatever situations you have, and this is going to be something that you kind of do on your own here. So we're going to bring up those situations. And as you're seeing those situations, all we're asking you to do, and if you're watching this from home, same thing. Just imagine, okay, I said this to woman at Walgreens because their line is always slow, which it is. If you ever go to Walgreens, it's never the fastest checkout. So it may trigger you, right? So maybe you say something to the cashier at Walgreens like, "Ooh, finally," or whatever you say to them, and you feel bad. Or maybe like you said something to your husband or your spouse, your wife, that you feel bad. You've already apologized, or maybe you haven't, and you want to take it back. Well, we're going to cut the energetic tie to what you've done or what you said, to the actions, words, what have you. So if you haven't apologized, it's easier. And if you have apologized, then we're just going to forgive the whole situation, cut the cord, and try to start from fresh, where there's no cord on their end and no cord on your end, and a clear space in between. So let's go ahead, and any situation that you might have, just bring it into your frame, imagine it, put yourself in the energetics of that situation just for a minute so you can feel it and go, oof, yeah, I'm going to cut that cord. And then really it's just a matter of either imagining yourself. You can do it one of two ways. We manifest through the same way that we were cutting cords, by the way. So think of it that way. You manifest through your imagination. Don't think you can't remove something from your same imagination. So in that aspect, close your eyes. You can see yourself. You see the energetics. You can even see the person in front of you if you want to do it this way. There's a million different ways. And I think you'll adapt to your own. But you see the person in front of you. You can see the cord from you to that person. Real simple. Just imagine yourself whoosh, slicing that cord. And the cord isn't your connection to that person directly. It's just a connection, that negative connection that you're looking to get rid of. You can even label it, and see the cord and just write the word negative connection and have that as your connection. Doesn't matter. I think you get the idea. So let's go ahead, and we're going to cut some cords from anything negative, any situations, any words, any ties that we feel aren't either serving us or that we have created chaos. We're not talking about what they've done. What they've done is what they've done, and we'll work on that in another situation. But we're looking at what we've said, the energies that we've put out, and we're going to cut those energies so that we can clear up our side of the street. Outside of apologizing and having better interactions in the future, so we don't repeat those behaviors, we're going to cut those energetic ties to those negative cords that we have laid out right now. So we're cutting the cords, all the situations. We're going to add a layer to this that we haven't before. And this just came as a download. Now we're going to imagine hugging those that we've harmed. So close your eyes again, if they're not already closed. We've cut the cord. So like for Laura, she's cut the cords, the negative energetic ties to her husband that have been laid out based on what she said. And so now we're going to imagine reconciliation. We're hugging the other party. In Laura's case, she'd be hugging her husband. So whomever it is for you, for Josh, maybe like if you went to Walgreens or whomever, and you were mean to the clerk at Walgreens, you are now hugging that clerk at Walgreens, replacing the energy. So, somebody is listening to Glenn Beck as she walks by. There we go. Interesting. And holding her dog too. So close your eyes, and again, hugging the individual's person situation that we've created negative energies with. So we can visualize ourselves in a big bear hug with them. We take a deep breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Shake off any negative energy. Shake off all those negative cords we've cut. We're going to clean it off. Any tendrils that are left over, we can wipe them off. Take a deep breath. And whomever we cut cords with, you can say it out loud, you can say it in your mind, you can say it in your heart. I love you, I remove the cords, and I'm grateful for you in my universe. Even if it's the clerk at Walgreens, there was no clerk at Walgreens and you couldn't get your antacid, and then you'd run around with heartburn, just as an example. You could go to King Soopers or another grocery store, I guess, Kroger or whatever. But you get the ideas. So, take a deep breath, and we're releasing and hugging them and releasing all those negative tendrils that we've created. We're going to bring in Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain, do a quick channeling, and have an awesome dawning. Again, if you're new here, what we've just done is everything is an energetic cord. And if you could see more than 1% of the light spectrum, every time you talk to somebody, you're shooting out energetic tendrils, whether they're dark or light. And if you say dark things, they're going to be dark energies. So we've just started cutting those. We've cut those cords. They come up in the day. If you find that you meet Fran at the water cooler and she's pissing you off and you say something and you walk back to your desk and Fran's on a conference call and you can't go back to Fran and apologize, cut that cord, apologize. Say, Fran, I send you universe. I send energies to Fran of apology and I cut the negative ties. You still have to go talk to her, but you're not allowing the energies from you to spill into Fran in a negative manner anymore. You're cutting that negativity off. You're stopping it and you're wiping it away and you're saying, I'm clear and I love Fran and I'm bringing her back into my universe as a whole soul. And Fran has a right to be whatever she is. If you're pissed off that she's saying something at the water cooler, then it's for you to look into yourself, not the Fran anyways. All right, so if you never see me channel, I'm a semi-conscious channeler. What that means is that I can open my eyes. I can probably get up and like move around if I needed to. I have before. I can reach out and look at the phone and see how long the channeling is, but I can't keep my eyes open forever, and I certainly wouldn't be driving or anything. No. But nonetheless, I'm not gone. I'm here. Saint Germain's just flowing in along with the energies of Raphael. Not much, but mostly Saint Germain. So I count down to center myself in the channeling. I could just jump into channeling, but then I have to kind of drive into it versus bringing my body into it. So, I mean, I could do it right now. Hello! But I have to it's better if I bring myself into it. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good dawning! Welcome. This is Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain channeling through Josh for you. We say generally the same thing every dawning because we want you to understand that it is us. We are channeling through Josh for you, for you. Exactly. So hopefully you're having a great dawning and you had a great weekend. And we are talking about this dawning, how you are leaving energetic tendrils. And we had talked about that last week, where you're leaving energetic tendrils with people. When you have interactions, you are not just interacting. You are just not standing there and talking to Fran at the water cooler and having your conversation. You are creating energetic ties. If you could see more than 1% of the light spectrum, you would see energies moving between you and Fran. And you would see those energies moving back and forth as you are discussing whatever you are discussing. And as your discussion, if it is dark, then you are going to see darker light moving between you and Fran. If your energetic discussion is full of love and peace, then you're going to see bright blue, bright red and purples and greens, bright lights, maybe pinks and awesome colors moving between you and Fran. And if you are discussing negatives or maybe even politics or things that are bringing down the general energetic field of humanity, or you are looking into divides or what have you, then you're going to see blacks and darker reds and maybe browns and other grays and such in the hues of colors that would be dancing between you and Fran. So everything is an energetic dance on your planet. And what we were doing is when you are talking to somebody, you are leaving that energetic tendril. So you are, even Saint Germain, as he is talking to you right now, is for Laura, for example, he is leaving an energetic tendril. There's a connection between Saint Germain, Josh, and Laura that is created, or Millie, or whomever is in the chat. And so that tendril, so to speak, is still there. You go about your universe. We turn off the chat, we end the conversation, the live, and you go about your universe. You get up and go from here. There's still that energetic connection, so to speak. You are still tied to Saint Jane, to Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain, so to speak, because you have not cut the tie. There's nothing wrong with keeping the energetic tendril there. If it is a positive connection, so to speak, and you are going to see Saint Germain tomorrow, then the energetic tendril could stay there. You are fine with that. It's not bringing you any negative energies. You got the positive from the channeling, and you got the positive from the cord cutting. So from your end, you are leaving a positive interaction. You are leaving that connection there. You are not severing the connection. There's nothing negative to sever. So the tendril, the energetic cord will still be there, so to speak. You won't see it. You won't feel it. But if you think about Saint Germain, then the cord might light up. But you are not seeing that again because you do not see the less than 1%. You only see less than 1% of the light spectrum. Again, if you did not, you would want to walk around with blinders on because it would be too bright. You would see the trees. Good gosh, just looking at a tree, if you saw more than 1% of the light spectrum, a tree alone would be so bright and vibrant, and in each leaf would be its own radiant beauty. Do you understand how this works? You are in a physical universe that is always vibrating. So while you look at yourself and you see yourself as a dense trauma body, if you got into an electronic microscope, for example, and you broke it down, you would see lots of empty space, which is really all you really are, is that empty space. So how do you want to fill your energetics in the empty space that is you, is the question. Because what it fills with is the energy. So in this case, it is going to be filled with the energetics of Archangel Raphael, Saint Germain, and yourself. That empty space is going to have some of the tendrils of this conversation attached to it. There's nothing wrong with that, but that is how your universe works. So that's why we are saying if you go into a large crowd, Josh had an opportunity and he had to think about it, and he's not going to take the position where he could do a part-time job working security for the large venues in Denver, like at Red Rocks, for example, but that's like 40,000 people, 30,000 people there, or at Ball Arena, where there'd be like 70,000 people. Is that good when you are mostly non-vibrate, you are just mostly empty space? If you are in a vibrational space of 70,000 people, 3 or 4 times a week, how's that going to look on your energies? Especially if you are conscious of your energies. If you're not conscious of your energies, it's a perfect job to stand there with 70,000 other screaming people who are all energetic, watching either basketball or a concert or what have you, or hockey. You know, it'd be fun to watch a hockey game. But for Josh, standing there in amidst of 70,000 people, it's a lot of empty space that's going to be filled with a lot of other energies. That is why when you go into a crowd and you feel off-put or out of space, your empty space is being filled. You're walking by this person who's talking about that, and you grab a little bit of that energetic tendril, and then you walk by this person, and they are talking about that, and that energetic tendril comes in. Now you have 70,000 people who are doing the same thing. And especially if you are not there for the event, if you are not in common with the event. So for Josh, he would be there working, but he would not care if the basketball game, if the Clippers or the Nuggets win, he does not care. He is not following basketball. So there's no energetic tie to be there other than work. So he's going to be more open to absorbing all the other negative energies that are there because he's not part of the grander group energy that is cheering on the Denver Nuggets. If you are going to a large crowd and you are part of the larger group energy, like if you are going to, we are going to state this because it works well for Josh, but you're going to a concert and it's your favorite band, like for Josh, when he went to the Grateful Dead and he saw the Grateful Dead, that's a different type of energetic deal because now you are all there in the same bubble of we love the Grateful Dead. Are you in understanding? Or if you are going to see Taylor Swift, we'll just make this up. So you go see Taylor Swift. If you love Taylor Swift, then you are in the same energetics of the 75,000 people who are there to watch Taylor Swift. you can merge with that energy and rise up because you are not in opposition. You are loving Taylor Swift as your neighbor, and you might even high five when your favorite song comes on, woohoo, and you don't know this person, but you are already exchanging awesome energies. You leave the show, you are in high vibration, you are vibrating, oof, the show was amazing. The next day, you are dancing along to Taylor Swift's music because you are in the vibration of the show. It is a common vibration. That is why groups are okay. If you are in a group that is positive, and you are in a large group that is, say, helping the homeless, and there's 100 of you out there feeding the homeless, and you are in the same energetics. You are one big energy helping the homeless, feeding them. That is the most blessed thing you can do, is to bring manna to somebody who cannot have it themselves. That is amazing. And so if you are bringing manna to those who cannot provide it themselves, who are too into their dark energies and too down to see the abundance in their universe, and you see the abundance and are bringing it to them, then you are in that merged energy. You are going to feel abundance. You are going to bring abundance into your universe. This is how this works. But for Josh, if he was walking at the basketball game, he doesn't care, and then he is seeing people high-fiving and stuff, he may not care. It could actually bring his field down. Plus, when you are in a larger field of 70,000 people, you are Taylor Swift, you have to be careful because you could run into negative energies as well. There are going to be people there who are going to be negative. You are going to take with you a big old ball of resonant energy. Now, if you are in a concert, then generally it's going to be positive. Especially if you are with your friends. You're going to walk out, you have a common bond. You high five. A lot of you are scared to go into larger crowds, but keep in mind, don't go into the larger crowd. If you're going to like a taste of, like in Cincinnati, when Josh lived there, they had the Taste of Cincinnati. We have 80 restaurants, 90 restaurants, and booths and music, and 5,000, 10,000 people walking around. That is a mixed energy crowd. At that point, you want to put up your barriers. You want to anyways, if you are even at the Taylor Swift show. You want to ask in Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Saint Germain, please protect my energies. Isis, make sure that pyramid is extra tight, because I do not know whose energies I'm going to run into. For Josh at Oktoberfest in Cincinnati, for example, he ran into a couple of famous people and their energies. Who are you going to run into in your energies? It's really, when you look at your universe and you are out and about, Peter Frampton, that's who we ran into in Oktoberfest. So that's, sometimes you're going to run into awesome energies and you're going to look to your right and see Peter Frampton standing directly next to you. And you're going to go, hey, it's Peter Frampton. And he's going to smile back. These things can happen too. Don't allow yourself not to get into larger energetics. You could turn around and see Peter Frampton walking next to you and his very attractive wife, but nonetheless, a girlfriend at the time. But nonetheless, in your universe, keep in mind, when you're out and about, if you're in the shopping mall, not too many people go to the shopping mall anymore, and if you're watching this, you're probably not too much energetic in the shopping mall. But if you go into the shopping mall again, everywhere you go where there are more than just two people, you are going to have to deal with energetics that you might not like, that you might not want to deal with, or that you might have to put up boundaries on. The larger the crowd, the more mixed the energy. Unless, again, if it's focused. If you are like going to that Taylor Swift show, everybody's going to be in the energies of we love Taylor Swift, for the most part. That is a whole different energetic experience than if you are going to we're going to state this, maybe a political rally, or you are fighting against something. So you are going to a protest, and you are standing there and you are chanting. That's a whole different energy. Then you are in that ball of negative or tight energy where people are angry or frustrated. You have to be careful. You are going to pick that resonant energy up. If you're putting yourself there, okay, I'm going to state this, Saint Germain is going to state this as best as possible. All you really are is a ball of resonant energy. Strip away your fleshy meat suit, your dark trauma body. You are just a big ball of energy. It could be positive energy, it could be negative energy, but you are just a ball of energy. That energy is influenced by the other energies around you. Keep that in mind. So if you are in a political rally and people are angry or cussing or throwing things, or you are in a riot or whatever, your energy field is going down, smaller and smaller. When you put yourselves in negative energetic situations, you lower your energetic state. I'm going to repeat that. If you find yourself in a negative energetic place, like a riot, a protest, it could be positive, but most protests are built off of anger. So it's always the set emotion, the reasoning, the emotional reasoning why things are happening. There we go. That is driving the whole deal. So if people are pissed off and then they are protesting, You better be careful because you are going to walk away with a lot of resonant pissed off energy within your field. You might not even realize it, but you are going to feel off. And then the next day, you might be short-tempered. You might start yelling at people. You might be short-sighted. You might say something to a friend at the water cooler, and then boss might have to intervene. Why? Because you had all that negative resonant energy flowing through you. Did you clear it? Did you acknowledge it first? You went to the protest, and everybody's yelling and screaming and negative, and they are throwing rocks and whatnot. And they are tantalizing the cops and flicking them off with their bud and whatever. All the negative things that you see in your universe. And so then you go home and you are wound up, and then you cannot sleep, and and you have that energy. You are now the energy of the protest. So it's that simple. A lot of you people, humans do not understand that where you put yourself in your earth, in your space, where you find yourself. For Josh, he's in the park, so his energy is calm. But if Josh took this channeling and took it to the hood, the gang neighborhood, you know, everybody in town has that neighborhood with the street drugs and the shootings and whatnot, the white t-shirt gang. If he took this channeling over there, the energetics would be 100% different. He'd be nervous, he'd be scared, he'd be looking around, people would be saying stuff. It would be a terrible channeling. He probably wouldn't get into the energetics of channeling. Keep that in mind. Everything on your planet is energetics. Where you put yourself, you will find your energies. So if you want to go into nature, you will find yourself at calm and peace. If you want to go into the hood and hang out with the gang bangers, then you will find yourself in vibrations that are very low. You will find yourself scared, maybe in paranoia. You will find yourself worried, and you might find yourself injured as well, or coming out with less material goods than you walked into the negative energies with. You might not find your wallet in your pocket when you leave. Why? Because you're allowing yourself to be in those energetics. Everything is energetic, so keep that in mind. The political affirmations that you state are energetics. That speaks to who your energy is. The crowds that you choose to mix into and take away the energetics from, either Taylor Swift or the protest, is going to be up to you. If you go to Taylor Swift, I would highly still recommend, when you get home from the concert, to sage yourself. Take a salt bath. Call in Archangel Michael. Stand out in the rain. Whatever you choose to do, cleanse your energy. Meditate. It doesn't matter. It's what works for you. But do something, because you are now you plus 75,000. Granted, your energies didn't touch everybody, but there's a conglomerate, larger energy in an arena that will glom onto you, which is the energetics of everybody else. So when you walk out, you will then be yourself plus 75,000 other people and Taylor Swift, so to speak. You will have all that resonant energy, and if you could see it, again, you cannot, gratefully, or you would lose your mind, but if you could see more than 1% of the light spectrum, your arc field would be all kinds of mixed up colors and mess, and it would be a blobby mess. Generally speaking, your arc field is just 1 or 2 colors, and it's very calm and peaceful. I mean, generally, if you're angry, then it's going to be more colors, and it might be vibrating or louder, like blowing out and coming back and going up. But nonetheless, if you're leaving an arena with 75,000 other people, then you're going to be more than Roy G. Biv, so to speak, in your arc field. It could be gray, black, and red, and yellow, and blue, and green, and all kinds of different colors, and moving around. And you might, like I said, you will feel the excitement, because the greatest source of energy in the arena was the excitement for the show. You, once that excitement wears off, are going to feel really flat. Nonetheless, and you are still going to carry all that resonant energy. Eventually it burns off, but nonetheless, you are going to want. So this is a device for you if you're in a larger crowd. If you're going to your Taylor Swift show or what have you, or you're going to see the Grateful Dead at the Sphere, if they're still, whatever works for you. You are even going to vote or go to a political rally. Cleanse your energies when you are done. You are the energy of everything in that rally. Wherever you go, if you go to the grocery store, just as an example, and you are walking down the aisle and you see people yelling at each other in the aisle, you're going to pick up some resonant energy from them. Your energy field will immediately drop. This is how we are all working together to raise the earth field. If we all start to get fighting and angry with each other, then the earth field goes down immediately. But it's like your field, when you walk down the frozen food section and you have 2 people yelling at each other, it's just them and you. In the frozen food section, they are yelling at each other about the Miss Calendar's frozen foods, and they like this one and they like that one, and they are fighting each other for the food that they are going to eat. Although if it's frozen food, it is processed and it's not the best. It's going to lower your vibration, most likely. But nonetheless, but you eat it anyways, and it will keep you alive. So there you go. But nonetheless, If you are fighting over your frozen foods and you are walking down that aisle by yourself and you are hearing them and seeing them yelling at each other over the Mrs. Calendar's frozen foods, it's going to bring your energetic field down. You could raise it back up by doing something positive, helping somebody. You could be in line and somebody's 50-cent short, so you give them $1 to pay for that food, and they are balanced out. You cover the rest of that tax or whatever. That is awesome. That will balance you out. But you have to do something, or you have to cleanse that energy, or your field, which was this bright, is now just a little bit less bright because of the people arguing about the Mrs. Calendar's frozen food in the frozen food section. Are you in understanding? Everything is energetics in your universe. It is your responsibility to take care of your energetic field. You might put that one in the community because it's really, as you know how Josh will type things and put it in as a saying on the community page. And there's a bunch of videos as well that you might be enjoying as well. But nonetheless, from your end, keep in mind, everything in your universe is about energetics. Are you positive or negative? Are you happy or sad? And what are the energetics you are allowing yourself to play in? Are you at the political rally and you are ginning up all those energies? Are you at a protest where you are throwing rocks and ginning up negative energies and then leaving there angry and frustrated but fired up to want to do more, to want to cause more change or cause more disruption or whatever you are looking for in your universe? I don't know. We do not truly recommend going to a protest because that if you are protesting, then you're already in a lower vibration. There's better ways to do that by sending it love or getting in a group or getting online and getting 10,000 people together to vibrate love for 5 minutes will do way more than any protest will. Negative energy fades out in an instant while love energy vibrates longer. I want to repeat that. If you are not pushing the negative energies, if there's not an energetic force behind it, the vibration stops. So I can say something negative to you like F you. Boom, it's dead. But if I say I love you, that vibration lasts longer. It holds in your frame longer than F you, which will thud and die. You might, if your vibration, here's the difference. If your vibration is already low, and I say to you, F you, we do not want to cuss, but we are using this as an example, is going to hit you, you're going to absorb that like a bullet, so to speak. It's going to take you. And you are going to feel even less because you already feel less. You are getting hit with a lower vibration. Now, if you are strong and feeling love, and you are in the Superman of love, so to speak, you are, my universe is amazing and nothing can stop me. I am in pure love. And somebody says, F you, boink. Yeah, well, whatever, I love you. It just bounces right off. You don't absorb it. You might be like, excuse me, what is wrong with you? I love you. Why are you saying, excuse me, what is wrong with you? Why are you saying that to me? But if you are in a higher vibration and somebody says F you are like Superman. It bounces right off. You are not going to worry about it. You're going to say, I love you too, haha, whatever, and move on, most likely. You might be like, really, that kind of miffed me. I don't know what's his problem. I love him. I don't know. And move on. But you are not going to absorb it. You're not going to be, if you're in a lower state, if you are just come from the political rally or maybe from the protest and somebody says F you, oh, your lower energies are going to absorb that F you and you're going to feel it. You're going to be like, why are they cussing at me? What is going on? What is wrong with them? What did I do to them? What did they do to me? Why? And you're going to go on with that. Instead of going, I'm source love, I don't care. You do you, whatever. Or walk over and say, why are you cussing at me? And try to hug them instead, because you're in a higher vibration. Instead, if you're in the lower vibration, you might fight back. Well, F you too. And start that. It is all about your energetic vibration. So keep that in mind. We're not going to keep this too much longer here, but we want you to understand the energetics that you are playing in. And this is going to go on as well. There's a million and one topics, but energy is the most important thing on planet Earth. You do not understand the energetics. You go to the political rally or to the protest and wonder why the next day you feel like crap. You go to the Taylor Swift show and the next day you wonder why you feel good, but you're energetically drained because you gave up all your positive energies to the Taylor Swift show. And now you have to regain all that energy. Plus, you still have the resonant energy of 75,000 people sitting in your field that you still really want to clear, even if it is all of the same We Love Taylor Swift energies. We are Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain, and we have channeled. This is only the beginning of talking about energetic. We were talking about tendrils and how you leave energetic tendrils and how Fran at the water cooler is affecting you and your universe. Everything in your universe is energetics. If you stop and get out of your physicalness and start looking at your universe as energetics, not as your physical dance trauma body, but as an energetic dance as I play. I'm going to the Taylor Swift show. I'm going to Be of Love. I wear my Taylor Swift concert t-shirt from last year, and we are all going to dance and have fun. I'm going to come home and take a salt bath. Center myself down with candlelight and sage myself, my car, and my house. Why? To bring back my center. So I'm not all excitable about being at the Taylor Swift show, so I can be centered and ready for whatever is next. These are things we want you to think about. Now, for Josh, he might not actually take a salt bath and light candles, but he would smudge himself for sure. He might smudge himself. He might take a salt shower, where you put salt all over yourself just as well. Or you can even use the shower as a representation. The shower is a cleansing shower. As the water hits my arc field, it cleanses my arc field. You could even close your eyes and see it as a purple healing shower, or like the gold violet flame, or a golden shower of light. However you want to do it, again, energetics works in many different ways in your universe. You have an imagination for a reason, and it's not quite an imagination as it is an energetic portal. We love you. Releasing transmission. All right, here we go. F is for Fran. I know, right? I don't know Fran. I don't know Fran in my universe. I don't know. I guess Saint Germain must channel a Fran or something. I have no idea. But if you're going to the Taylor Swift show, make sure that you take precautions. And if you're going to some sort of protest or political rally, make sure you put up your suit of armor there. And when you're done, yeah, dive into just swim in some salt. There you go. I don't know what to tell you. Go bathe in the forest at that point, because you are going. Hey, Karma, good dawning. Josh, please tell us about the dog. Yesterday, the dog. I don't know. I was walking a dog yesterday. I don't know. I don't specifically have. What do you mean the dog? I have my karmic ex has a dog that I walk occasionally, like when I go swimming. Yesterday I was walking a dog. Oh, during Adam's show. There we go. During Adam's show, I went to my ex. I still am friends with her. Good or bad, I'm not judging it. But at any rate, don't know too many people in Colorado either, physical people. So I went to her house. I always walk her dog. I don't have a dog. I've never owned a dog, never had a dog, never had a pet. I had a cat for like 6 months. And when I moved to Chicago or Colorado, I gave it to my mom, sort of. She kind of hijacked the cat, but it kind of worked out because my apartment that I signed wouldn't allow cats. They would allow dogs, but not cats. Interesting. But nonetheless, the dog is my ex's dog. And so I walk her as much as I can because it centers me. And I don't have a lot of unconditional love in my universe, pretty much none. And my dad, but he doesn't. I'm grateful if he remembers who I am. And so for that aspect, the dog is a great example. For me, it's unconditional love. And so I love walking that dog. And once my universe balances out in some formal fashion here, right now I'm juggling balls in the air, so to speak, then eventually I will myself have a dog, because I need to learn unconditional love outside of like Saint Germain and you guys, but like in the physical as well. Because I've never really had that. I'm not going to lie. I mean, my mother's love was insanity gone berserk, and my dad he's always in the past. He never got, once his mom died, I'm speaking out of turn for him, but he's my dad. So once his mom died, I don't think he stepped forward emotionally ever past that. It's 911. All right, so we're going to go ahead and end this. So let's go through the chat here. But that's the dog. And there's actually some videos, and maybe next time I walk Doggo, Sierra, I'll shoot a video about unconditional love. There we go. But let's see what we've got in the chat. And there's 10 of us here. 10. Hey, we've got 10 likes and 10 people on the chat. So I guess endings bring new beginnings, eh? All right, so we're going to leave it here. Josh, this is so wild. My two best friends are divorced, but are friends, and he takes care of her dog that's awesome. Yeah, like Wednesday, my Carmen, she volunteers at the Denver Center for Performing Arts. So we're going to get free tickets, or she's getting free tickets, I should say, to go see Wicked, the musical, on Wednesday night. So I have to go walk the dog Wednesday before we go to the musical and see Wicked Wednesday night. Grateful. So maybe I'll do a video. Thank you all for being here. I'm grateful. every time I wake up in the dawning, it's like, I don't know what I'm going to say or how this is going to work out. And it gets better each time. And I'm just grateful. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. I love you all. If you're new here, please like, subscribe as well. If you made it this far, outside of the guys watching here, if you're watching in rewind or replay or what have you, I am open for business. I haven't advertised it enough. Maybe I'll do a short or something or a video. But I am open for business. I've done like 7 of them, and they've all been swimming. And I know 2 of them, 2 people have completely changed their universes. And it floors me, and it literally brings me to tears. That Saint Germain and I could be of that kind of help to anybody, that my universe could have that kind of impact. And I am eternally grateful. So if you want a one-on-one session with Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain, we're open. It's Mr. Floyd Channelings with an S at gmail.com. It's in the description there. And with that, I love you all. Stay awesome. Stay beautiful. I still haven't done Isis or Kuan Yin. I have to do that when I get home. But I will see you all in the next. Love you.